But for a while now, experts and politicians alike have been warning that the chances of that actually happening aren't looking so good.
If in fact he continues to withhold his plan to withhold the tax on Social Security, Social Security will be bankrupt by 2023. With no way to make up for it.
Have you ever wondered how Social Security actually works? Have you ever thought, I wonder how they put it all together? It doesn't really kind of make sense. Well, stay tuned, guys, because I have all the information on how it actually works, things that are current in this year, and things that are happening and what they're foreseeing in the future. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss. Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another show where we do huge giveaways on this channel, and somebody just won that $100 Visa gift card, and guess what? That means someone has another opportunity to win that $100. But not only that, we're doing a $250 giveaway for 2 lucky subscribers. All you got to do is be subscribed, and for the Visa gift card, smash that like button and comment the word Visa gift card and you're entered in to win. So Social Security has always been a big question. Many people have asked, how does it really work? What actually goes into the process? Well, guys, I've got all that information for you in this video, and here's something that has broken it down to really show you exactly how it works. Let's take a watch.
Right here is something called the Social Security tax. It's 6.2% of my pay stub, which is then matched by my employer. The money that I'm paying into the system now is supposed to come back to me later in retirement. But for a while now, experts and politicians alike have been warning that the chances of that actually happening aren't looking so good.
If in fact he continues to withhold his plan to withhold the tax on Social Security, Social Security will be bankrupt by 2023 with no way to make up for it.
Social Security faces a big mismatch between the revenues it's scheduled to take in and the benefits that it's scheduled to pay out. Currently in 2020, we're paying more in benefits than we're receiving in revenue.
A Quinnipiac poll shows that less than half of Americans actually think that Social Security will be able to pay them a benefit when they retire.
More and more young clients are asking whether or not Social Security is going to be there for them. And we don't know the answer to that question.
Since 2010, Social Security's cash flow has been negative, which is just a fancy way of saying that the agency isn't collecting enough money through taxes to cover what it's paying out. But all wasn't lost. There was still this huge trust fund behind Social Security, so they started tapping the interest on that fund. But here's the thing. Starting in 2021, they'll have to dip into the trust fund itself to cover those benefit payments. And even that pool of cash has an expiration date. Trustees of the fund expect that by 2035, it won't be enough to cover full benefit payments. And thanks to COVID-19, that date may come years sooner than expected, which has some retirees seriously worried about their future.
I don't know what I would do if I didn't have it or if it stopped. I really don't know. I couldn't live off the small pension. I would drain my savings and investments within a couple of years.
But experts speaking to CNBC think that lawmakers will not, under any circumstances, let the system go bust. Which begs the question, what went so brutally wrong for the 85-year-old program, and will it actually be there when you're ready to retire? U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act into law halfway through the Great Depression.
This Social Security measure gives at least some protection to 30 million of our citizens who will reap direct benefits through unemployment compensation, through old age pensions, and through increased services for the protection of children and the prevention of ill health.
Social Security was originally intended to just do 3 things: provide benefits for retired, unemployed, and disadvantaged Americans. Over the next 40 years, the program ballooned. In 1939, amendments added child, spouse, and survivor benefits. But the real changes began in the 1950s. Benefit amounts substantially increased. Coverage under the program became close to universal, and a new disability insurance benefit was offered. 1965 was the year that Social Security got into the business of health insurance. Medicare and Medicaid provided a vital lifeline to health insurance coverage for the country's older and low-income adults. And in the 1970s, were expanded even further to include a much larger group of people, like individuals of all ages with disabilities. The last major changes came in 1983, when benefits and taxes were adjusted to help generate surpluses in the program and to build up Social Security's substantial trust fund. That's the same fund that's now at risk. Now, while all these changes to the system were underway, the 9-digit Social Security number was fast becoming the single most important identification number in the country. It was originally meant only to log a worker's earnings over their lifetime in order to calculate their retirement benefits. But it kept being adopted by more and more government agencies and private sector companies as the identification number of choice. The IRS started using it for taxes in 1962, the military in 1969, and later, everything from driver's licenses to credit reporting agencies, your landlord, utility companies, and cell phone providers started using it too. So, for better or worse, these 9 digits have essentially become our national ID by default. And now, the number is assigned when you're born, and it tracks you till you die. The first monthly Social Security check was cashed in 1940 for a grand total of about $23. Fast forward to 2019, and the average retired worker gets almost $1,500 a month from Social Security. Nearly 9 out of 10 people aged 65 and older receive Social Security benefits, making it an essential part of retiring in the U.S. Benefits are based on your income, the year you were born, and the age you decide to start taking money out. Here's a case study. If you have a traditional job making $50,000, you pay 6.2% of your salary, or $3,100 a year in Social Security taxes. That number is then matched by your employer. Now, those figures are pretty straightforward. Figuring out how much you'll get back when you're ready to cash out is a different story. Let's say you just turned 62 in 2019 and your average lifetime salary was about $50,000. Yes, we factored in inflation and pay increases. Social Security takes your top 35 earning years, adjusts them for inflation, adds them all together, then divides that number by 420, or the number of months in 35 years. That gives you $4,196. Still with me? That figure gives you your average indexed monthly earnings, or AIME. Simply put, it's your monthly pay for the last 35 years. But there's still some math to get through. Your benefits are determined by 3 bend points in an equation. It's almost like a tax bracket, but it's used to give you money instead. The less money you've made, the higher a percentage of your salary you'll get back. This is designed to help low-wage retirees. Here's how the bend points work based on your average monthly salary from before. You get 90% of your salary from the first $926. That's over $800. The next bend is a little trickier. You get 32% of your earnings between $926 and $5,583, which comes out to over $1,000. And at $50,000, we won't have to worry about the third bend. So now we have our number. You can expect almost $1,900 in Social Security from a $50,000 salary if you take your benefits at the earliest possible age of 62. These numbers assume a lot of variables, but give you a picture of what to expect when you retire. You can go to SSA.gov to get an official estimate of your benefits and tips on what age you should retire. And don't forget, Social Security is not meant to be your sole source of income for retirement, and the bends and totals are always changing, so you still need to be serious about saving for your future.
Man, talking about really explaining things, this has really in-depth opened up everything when it comes to Social Security and how it works if you were making $50,000 a year. Now, with saying that, I hope that this video helped you and maybe gave you some more information that maybe you didn't know, and that's why we done it. But I also want to leave you with some updated stimulus check information. So if you look at the screen now, it shows you the states that are actually sending out stimulus checks and how much they're sending. California, $1,050, Colorado, $400, Delaware, $300, Georgia, $250, Hawaii, $300, Idaho, $75, Illinois, $50, Indiana, $125, Maine, $850, Minnesota, $750, New Jersey, $500 rebate checks, New Mexico, $500 rebates, South Carolina, rebate checks up to $800, and Virginia $250. And guys, if you haven't seen your state on the list, stay tuned because I am doing more research and I've looked for Texas, Louisiana, haven't found anything just yet, but drop a comment down below to let me know about your state and I will make sure to bring you the most up-to-date information. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget about all the huge giveaways we're doing on this channel. Stay tuned for more videos to come, and until next time, I'm John Mira.